The midwife had left, the first baby was born, but for a 7-year-old me, the worst day of my life was only just beginning. I was born in 1962, in a rural area where ultrasound machines were still a rarity, and our nearest town wasn't exactly close. Babies were typically born at home, delivered by the same local midwife. When I was 7, my mother became pregnant with twins. She had no idea she was carrying 2 babies, and neither did the midwife, who, after delivering the first baby, had to be immediately driven by my father to another farm where she was urgently needed. This meant that when my mother's contractions started again, I was alone on the farm with her and the newborn. It fell to me, a 7-year-old, to deliver my youngest brother, with my mother instructing me through the process. This was, hands down, the worst and scariest moment of my life. I genuinely feared both my mother and the baby wouldn't make it. Thankfully, it all worked out in the end. Fast forward to last weekend. My husband and I were celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary with a party, and people were making speeches and sharing stories about us. When the microphone reached my brother, who, of course, has no first-hand memory of his own birth and only knows what he was told, he took the opportunity to recount this story. He presented it as a fun anecdote, saying something like, "And then my dad got home and there were 2 babies instead of 1. So funny. Anyway, thanks, sis, for helping me come into this world." Everyone else thought it was charming and sweet, but for me, it was the complete opposite. It brought back a flood of memories that are far from positive. My mood shifted dramatically after that, and I think my brother noticed immediately. He came to talk to me afterward, asking if he had said something wrong. I told him straight up that it wasn't a funny story to me, and that the day he was born was indeed the worst day of my life, certainly not something I wanted to reflect on during a happy celebration of my marriage. He went quiet for a moment, then said, "Wow, I was trying to honor you, and that's how you thought of my speech." The thing is, I wasn't saying that his birth itself was a bad thing. I love my brother dearly. It was simply that the circumstances of his arrival made the occasion deeply traumatic for me, and I felt he should have known better than to talk about it as a fun fact if he had truly put himself in my shoes. But now, I can't help but wonder if I should have just kept quiet and said nothing at all, regardless of how much it bothered me. Her story makes us wonder, can a day of new life truly be the worst day for someone else? And was she wrong to finally voice that painful truth to her brother?